welcome. We've got some spooky reading sprints tonight. Okay, I'll admit they're not that spooky. I'm reading We Solve Murders by Richard Osman, who wrote the Thursday Murder Club, and then an actually maybe kind of scary book is the Southern Vampire's Guide to Slaying Vampires or something like that. So that's on my audiobook, which I do plan on listening to. I'm going to do both tonight. I think I'll start with the vampire one and do some cross-stitching and see how I go from there. But yeah, that's the game plan tonight. I hope that you enjoyed my little intro with the spooky music and my new October background. But yes, that's about it. We can get right into the sprinting if we like. As you can see here, I have my books that I'll be reading tonight and that I'll be reading this week. And we'll do a 30-minute sprint. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you're reading and or doing this evening. The sun is setting, so the room might get darker, but I'll figure that out as we go. But anyways, let's get to sprinting. Let's start that. All right, enjoy everybody. Welcome back after 30 minutes. I don't know how far I made it. I'm listening to the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. And I'm doing my Fallout cross stitch. I got like a little square done over here. Yeah. And then now I'm working on this area here. I'm trying to do like big chunks where I don't really have to like think about the pattern and all that. So yes, I'm reading the book club's guide to whatever. It's such a long title. And I'm 16% through so far. I think perhaps this type of horror is not for me. I listened to, okay, let me actually find it. I listened to it maybe last year around this time. Sorry, I'm tired. On audiobook. And I was into it. Okay, timeline. Here we go. Perfect. I'll even know when I did it. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's by Grady Hendrix. Okay, so I've read something from this author before without even realizing it. And I'll be completely honest. If I knew that this book was by the same author, I wouldn't have picked it up. So I read How to Sell a Haunted House last January, actually. And I think I enjoyed like, up to 50%. I enjoyed it. I will say this, Grady Hendrix is great at developing characters that you like and getting kind of the right mix between likable characters and like cozy vibes. But I don't like how far-fetched the storylines get. So with How to Sell, oh my goodness, tongue-tied. With How to Sell a Haunted House, it's a brother and sister who are trying to sell their parents' house. Oh, sorry, I haven't started my break. And I didn't switch to a bigger version of me. But yeah, so it's a brother and sister who are trying to sell their parents' house after their parents have passed away. And their mom was a puppeteer. And she was able to do that like as her profession. And in the estate or in their will, the mom puts the older sister in charge of being in possession of all of her puppets because she crafted them as well as like played them. And then it, transitions. It has like different timelines of like past and present. And there's this one puppet in particular. It's like her main character. It's what she was famous for. Like maybe there were even books about it. I forget his name, but he always went caca-wee-wee, which I loved. Like I still say caca-wee-wee to this day. But spoiler ahead, I'm going to spoil. Oh, I don't want to spoil the book. But basically, some stuff goes down in that book. I'm not spoiling, so hang with me. Stuff goes down in that book that was just so silly. It wasn't freaky. And I know that that's kind of like a genre or like a type of horror, right? Where it's almost like B-rated movies where it's funny, the more absurd they get kind of thing. And if people like that, totally cool. Like I'm not here to yuck a yum. It's just not my thing. I prefer a more realistic situation. And I understand, like I picked up a book about vampires, but what I don't like, which reminded me of How to Sell a Haunted House. So it's hilarious that it's the same author without me realizing. Like a vampire grandma bites off one of the main character's earlobes. And I don't know, like that's just so goofy to me. Like I just feel like, was that necessary? I understand it's set up stuff, but like, could you have thought of a different way? Yes, because I just thought of like two different ways. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm glad that this is not our book club book, because basically it was my turn to choose the book, but the way we do it is that person chooses 3 books and then we vote. And so I selected this book, Bunny, and gosh, what was the third? I ended up presenting 4 books, and the 4th is the one that we ended up picking, which was Slewfoot by Brom. I don't know. And then whatever the 4th book was. They were all horror. And people looked at the trigger warnings, and the Southern Guide had some trigger warnings in it that weren't suitable for the book club. So since I had presented 4, we were like, fine, scratch that one completely and let's just choose from the 3. And so we ended up on Slewfoot. Oh, I know what it was. I think it's kind of popular right now. I'll look at it and tell you guys in the next break. Because yeah, it is popular. And a lot of the people, well, there's only 6 of us in the group, but it was often between Slewfoot and this other one. And then there were a couple people that voted for Bunny, which I think I would have been happy with either. Like I selected all 3. I would have been happy with all 3. The only reason I think I kind of wanted Bunny a little bit more, Slewfoot sounded more interesting to me, 1000%. And I think it'll be better because I know Bunny is odd and I want people to like a book. And so I think you need to choose to read Bunny versus being forced to read it for a book club. But I want to read Bunny just because like I own it. I want to read it. I want to know what the heck is going on. So I do think it's going to be like an October read for me. It's a goal. It's a goal of mine. Okay. So we have 8 seconds left in this break. So let's transition back to sprinting. And I'm going to go hang out with Grady Hendrix once again, kind of begrudgingly now. Okay. I need to turn it so that it does it automatically because that works better for me. But enjoy your next 30 minutes of sprinting. Welcome back after 30 minutes. I got, how much did I get done? So I was at 16, now I'm at 21. So what's that? 6? 5. I'll be so for real right now. I kind of want to DNF this book. It's really ticking me off. So 2 reasons why I'm feeling frustrated about this book. Number 1, there is a grandmother that has Alzheimer's, or I think they're calling it dementia or something. Like, either way, some form of that going on with the grandmother. And this guy's a vampire. So she is recognizing him, and they're at the dinner table, and she's calling him by his name, saying things like, "You owe my father," and all that. She really very much dislikes this guy. And they're like, "Oh, Mom, like, calm down." I understand that. But I think it's pretty crappy to portray someone with Alzheimer's as, you know, almost like, I don't know, it just feels gross to me. And then they like, you know, she has a hard time eating, which totally happens. And I guess it's like good to have representation, but I just kind of think they're writing this grandmother in a way that I don't like. And then number 2, why I want to DNF this book is I'm just frustrated. Like, the vampire rolls into town, and there's 5 women in a book club, and the one that we follow, she's kind of she is a stay-at-home mom and a housewife and all that, and she's feeling, I'm assuming, kind of stuck in a rut. Her husband, you know, the nicest earrings he got her were for free. Otherwise, he gets them at the gas station. And so this guy starts giving her attention, but like she's, sorry, I got distracted. She's like doing things like opening a bank and co-signing for a stranger. That is so frustrating. That is so not what you should do. But I will give her this. He is a vampire. Perhaps he's doing that glamour thing. So I'm going to set like some sort of point where I finally decide, do I DNF or not? I think I need to give it a bit more. I'm at, what is it? I'm at 16% or 21? I'm at 21. So I think I'll give it till 35% and make a decision then. But yeah, I really want to DNF this book pretty hard, but it is what it is. And then for my cross stitch, I'm doing it in like the weirdest way, but it's because I don't want to have to refer to my pattern. And I know that somewhere around here, I have to switch colors for the shading. So I'm doing it in a way where like I know at his armpit is that color, and then kind of in this spot right here, it's all that blue. So I'm just sticking with that tonight. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. What's everyone else reading, and how far are we getting tonight? I don't know that I'll make it to 35% tonight, but we'll try. Actually, I'm going to bump up the speed to 135. I was listening to it at 1.25, so that might get me there a bit quicker. But yeah, that was, I don't know, I'm frustrated with this book, and I am so thankful. So Moose, I would say 25%. If you're a quarter way through the book and want to DNF, let it go. I think, okay, so 25%. Okay, but that's only 4% away, and I feel like I need to just know a little bit more. So then do I say, then maybe am I not ready to DNF? Is that like what that's saying? And you are doing some studying, but mostly you've been procrastinating. I get that. I'm a huge procrastinator. When I would study, I used to always have to clean my room beforehand, and it was totally just a form of procrastination. That was like my go-to move. but I always had a clean room. So no, I didn't really study that much, I'll be honest. But yeah. What are you, if you don't mind sharing, what are you supposed to be studying for? But no pressure if you don't want to talk about it. So yeah, 25%, but that's 4% away. Okay, actually, how about this? The next sprint, I will make a decision on if you're really good at procrastinating. Well, I feel that. I support the procrastination to a degree, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to make an official decision at the end of the sprint, I think, which is going to be 30 minutes. Do or don't study, whatever you prefer. Procrastinate. I find like TikTok the best for procrastination, which is why I had to delete it. Okay, 12 seconds. I'll get ready for the next sprint. Online anatomy class. Okay, online, I don't blame you for procrastinating. I find online classes to be very challenging to incentivize yourself. So give yourself some grace. Those are hard. Alrighty, everyone enjoy the next sprint. So let's get it. We'll be doing 30 minutes. All right, have fun. Okay, welcome back. How did everybody do? I have made an official verdict on if I will be DNFing the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying a Vampire or whatever. I'm DNFing it. This book is not for me. I'll be kind. No, I'm getting annoyed, and I think it's maybe just because I'm feeling sensitive, perhaps. I just feel like I'm frustrated by the fact that, it's the daughter who sees the man on the roof and she's reading a Stephen King book. So clearly her imagination's getting away from her. These women only read silly books. Like, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but yeah, I'm getting frustrated by that. So I'm going to DNF it, and maybe this book will come back to me at a time when I can receive it better. Moose, I did a little procrastinating and a little studying. Well, snaps for Moose. I do want to show Little Miss Freya is looking so darn cute asleep. I just can't. Like, she's so cute. Okay, so on this break, I wanted to I don't want to do that. Can you still see this? Yes. Okay, great. I wanted to go to Goodreads and read negative reviews about this book to perhaps feel validated in my decision. Oh gosh, I am so sorry. 1 second. Alrighty. Sorry about that. That is okay. All right, so let's go to Goodreads. And yeah, The Art Thief, of course. Okay, so a Southern... I'm typing one-handed, so please, book club, guide. Hopefully that brings it up. Oh, no. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's remove this from, perhaps because I'm reading the audiobook. Okay. Ratings, let's go down. 5 stars. I like this is someone I follow and watch her videos. 5 stars, okay. Pop off queen. People refuse to see sexism and harmful okay, thank you. That's exactly how I was feeling. There was sexism and harmful representation, but I didn't know if I was being a little too sensitive. And I don't feel, so this is a male author, and that's why I was like, I don't want to be, kind of a jerk. Okay, bye, Moose. See you later. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So I feel that he didn't in this book. Okay. I don't remember feeling this way with the previous book in terms of feeling like, to be fair, I didn't even know like the gender of the author. For some reason, these books feel to me like a woman's writing them. But I don't know why. But yeah, I just feel very validated. Thank you, Kai Spellbuyer, for that. DNF at 63. Unfounded. Much. Yeah. Bored Housewives, the cover is pretty. This book is horrible. Seriously, I can't even put into words how much I hate it at first. This book is entirely sexist and does not do a good job of representing women. A book about the male ego and nothing more. Thank you. Okay. I feel so good. I feel good about my choices. All right, so let's go to my home. Now I need to find a new book. I need to find a new book. View all books. Oh, I guess I had not said I was reading it on Goodreads for the best, because Goodreads doesn't have a DNF feature, but on Storygraph, which I prefer to use, they do. So let's update it with the fact that I got to 26%, which Moose isn't here anymore, but they had said to make a decision at 25%, because I had said 35, but did not finish. Boo. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Can I write, why didn't you finish the book? Sexist and poor representation of, okay, what was that person's? Oh, shoot. Back. Oh. I feel like such a Karen right now. I'll be so for real. Oop. 1 star. Harmful representation. You know what, though? I'm just going to write sexist, point blank, period, because I didn't come up with the other part, and that's like plagiarizing. Okay, safe. Okay, see explanation. Did not finish book, stopped at 26%, sexist. Okay, cool beans. Okay, so I need a new book. That's the issue at the moment. So let's return this to the library. May the next person hopefully enjoy it more than I. And return early. Thank you. No, thank you. Go to shelf. Okay, so I have nothing. So that's the issue. I need to find a new audiobook to read while I'm driving / crafting. But when I'm searching through Goodreads versus, I have to compare it with what's available at my library, and that is a challenge. So let's do want to read. 192 books. We've got books. We've got options. Now, here's the ish. Is there a way? This is interesting. Actually, could do this. Okay. Here I see. So, infinite scroll, sort by date added. The Longest Ride by Nicholas Sparks. I know it's because I own it. And I don't feel like this type of book. I do want something spooky. Don't want that. I actually have read this. See, the issue is, okay, to be fair, let's edit this to red. I just recently got back onto Goodreads. So a lot of this stuff is not necessarily accurate, or not a lot, but parts of it. For example, I believe I did read One Day in December. Yeah, and then she falls in love, and then boom, it's her best friends, whatever. Okay, cool. 1984, Slaughterhouse 5. Pegasus, I did read. Excuse me. Didn't like that book. I felt it was slow. Interesting, but slow. Web of Angels, I may have actually unhauled that. Have to see. I definitely unhauled Altered Carbon. I unhauled Gossip of the Starlings. See, a lot of these are books that I own physically. This one I don't. I want books that I don't own physically. Now let's go to my Storygraph. Because that way I can go through my TBR. Okay, one sec. Let me hide this for a second. And log in. Not sign up. I'm feeling like a boomer Karen. Okay, cool. Got it done. We're logged in. We've hacked into the mainframe. I'm already signed in. All right, so TBR, search and filter. But let's exclude. This is why I like this so much better. Let's exclude physical TBR just because I prefer, if I own the book, I want to read the physical copy. Like I own it. Okay, so Diamond Eye I do actually own on Audible, and I did start it. I have it marked as like, I think I just changed it from currently reading back to want to read versus DNF. I just had been reading too much World War stuff that I needed a break, but I knew I wanted to go back to it. I love Kate Quinn and I love historical fiction. It's just sometimes I end up reading a lot of back-to-back World War II stuff, and it can be a bit much. The Doll Factory, there's crime, and it's dark. Let's see if The Doll Factory is available. The Doll Factory. If it's not, actually, though, I should just put it on my thing. Place a hold. Okay. No, it's still place a hold. Okay. About 3 weeks, though. So I could read that in the correct kind of season. The Dance Tree. Dark. But I want more. Actually, let's put some more. Okay, so let's do dark. Let's do mysterious. Any of the selected whatevers. Obviously fiction. Yeah, perfect. Let's filter it. Okay, so the Dancing Tree does... Okay, Notes from the Underground. That is on my physical TBR, I think. And so is this. I have no intention. Kane's Jawbone. I have no intention of actually ever reading that because I'm not smart enough. Verity. Let's see. I doubt that's available. I shouldn't be too picky at this stage because the odds of anything being available to calling audiobooks. Interesting. Verity's not available. Am I spelling it incorrectly, perhaps? No. Colleen Hoover. Okay, but these are not in English. Interesting. Okay. Sea of Tranquility. No, what's this? So it's fiction. It's science fiction. I've been in a bit of a science fiction vibe. Time and Space. Oh, I just did a time travel book. Darker Shade of Magic. 400 pages. I guess I could try that. Who knows? Maybe I'm in my magic era. Okay. Era, first of all. That is available. Okay. We have an option. What's it about? Description. Kel is one of the last Antari magicians with a rare coveted ability to travel between parallel Londons, red, grey, white, and, once upon a time, black. Kel was raised in Arnes, Red London, and officially serves the Maresh Empire as an ambassador, traveling between the frequent bloody regime changes in White London and the court of George III in the dullest of Londons, the one without any magic left to see. Unofficially, Kel is a smuggler, servicing people willing to pay for even the smallest glimpse of a world they'll never see. It's a defiant hobby with dangerous consequences, which Kel is now seeing firsthand. After an exchange goes awry, Kel escapes to Grey London and runs into Delilah Bard, a cut purse with lofty aspirations. She first robs him, then saves him from a deadly enemy, and finally forces Kel to spirit her to another world for a proper adventure. Now perilous magic is afoot, and treachery lurks at every turn. To save all of the world, so they'll first need to stay alive. Quite a few reviews. And it has a 4.07 rating. That's pretty good. This book is a good fit for readers who appreciate captivating exploration of the human condition as it explores the complexities of identity, morality, and the search for meaning in a rapidly changing world. Okay, that's a big contender. It's dark and mysterious, but it is not like a horror. I want horror, you know, like it's Halloween. And Then There Were None. Okay, that's a thriller. Let's see. That would be more my vibe, but I'm going to definitely tag this as want to read. Oopsie. Okay. And Then There Were None. I can borrow that. Okay, perfect. So I think that's what I'm actually... Oh, 1 hour. What is this, like unabridged? What is going on? 10 guest travel. How is this an hour? Approximately. It is abridged. Edition. Abridged. I wish there were abridged versions of... Okay, let me actually see, like 264 pages. Maybe it is like a... Like how... Let's go to different editions and see how long, like a typical unabridged. 6 hours. Okay, so no, definitely I want the full story, not an hour long. But I'm finding it odd that I can't. Perhaps, let me see here. Okay. I can place a hold, but it's 9 weeks. Okay, so that doesn't do me good now, unfortunately. Oops, a daisy. Okay, I need to go back. What Angels Fear. So it's fiction, historical, and mystery. Dark, mysterious, tense, and fast-paced. Fast-paced could be good for me. The reason I'm like not going for a darker shade of magic is because I did not like The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and that's the only V.E. Schwab I've ever read. And she's pretty hyped up. Oh, jeez. So I'm like, was it just not for, like, is she not for me, or was Addie LaRue just not for me, you know? So I'm a little like, because I just had like a DNF, I don't want to do that. I will if it's literally the only book I can borrow, but The Maid. There's not a shot in hell The Maid's available. Okay. What Angels Fear. Okay. So that is not available in audiobook at that. Okay. I don't even know if there's an audiobook on that one. Velvet Was the Night. Fiction, crime. Let's try that. I can place a hold. And it will be about 2 weeks. In like 3 weeks, my Libby is going to be like popping off. Okay, I own House of Harlow, don't I? I just recently went and did all this where okay, I guess I need to do it better. Home Before Dark. The Eye of the World. Yeah, definitely not doing that. The Bone Shard Emperor. I did read the first one. So And like, I was interested. I wanted to know. Okay, middle game. Now, is this... Am I... What are the tags here? Fiction, fantasy, adventurous, dark, mysterious. Okay, let's see here. Middle game. Okay, I can borrow. Middle game. 528 pages. Ooh. That's kind of long. Okay. So Middle Game by Shannon McGuire is a captivating read for fans of complex, provocative fantasy that explores the intricate bond between twins, the power of sibling relationships, and the blurred lines between human and divine, making it a perfect fit for readers who crave story of family, identity, and the magic that lies within it. I don't know. It's on my TBR and it has a 4.8 from 9,000 reviewers. Let's see all the reviews. Sorry, I can't. You can do 0.75. Maybe you couldn't at the time of this. 5. Didn't live, I'm assuming love audio, but love the author, going to try the physical book. Okay, well, yeesh. What's the other edition? Because is it the same one that I would be reading? But also what that person likes and what I like is totally different, right? The narrator is Amber Benson. Will it have that sort of information down here? Where would that be? Oh, with Amber Benson as the narrator. Okay. So yeah, this person didn't like it. I apologize tremendously for all my yawns. Oh. And like, I actually, even this was on, I didn't have it tagged as such, but I tagged books on here that I want to find like secondhand. So, and this is one that I remember thinking, being like, oh, I should do that. That and The Lies of Locke Lamora. But I think I actually have that. Because where's that? Yeah, used book search. So, you guys can peek it. North and South. I literally might just be these 2 books. Oh, and then there were none. Yeah. So that way, when I go to like a used bookstore, I get overwhelmed in them because there's so much. And it's fun to just walk around and stuff, but I also like to kind of have a purpose. So then I go, oh, if I already have this on my list and I find it for an appropriate price, then I don't feel like guilty buying it, because like I'm kind of on like a no book buying ban. I'm pretty good at it. Well, like I download books, like I buy books on my Kindle and I do Libby. So like I read a lot of new books, which is why my physical TBR has no dent in it. Okay. I need to make a choice here. 4.07, 4.08. Yeah, I should probably read whatever Sarah J. Maas that I just like, do House of Blood and Earth and Blood. This is How You Lose a Time War. I am interested in that, to be honest. Lost Apothecary. Who wants this? Me. Jodi Picoult and Private Down Under. That is a physical TBR. And so is this, is it not? Let's just see, actually. I don't know if I have that one. I haven't gotten her last like 2 or 3. What's this about? Fiction, fantasy, historical. Okay, so this is also for the 2020 Hugo Nebula, because I believe Middle Game also. He has won a Hugo Award. I don't even know what that is, but I've seen it twice now. All right. If the 10,000 Doors of January is available, that's what I'll do. I'll just go in. Sight unseen. The 10. Oh, perfect. Came right up. Not available as an audiobook there. Place hold. Okay, I'll place a hold. 20 weeks. Yikes. Go to shelf. Okay, well, you know what? I guess Middle Game. I'm like not thrilled by it. I'll be super for real. But sometimes when you have low expectations, that's when you enjoy something the most, because you really kind of went in not a lot. All right, borrowing. Okay, well, I'm not going to start that one, so let's do a 30-minute reading sprint. I'm going to do like actual eyeball reading, and that will be Richard Osman, We Solve Murders. And do 30, see how I feel. It goes quick, and I really enjoyed. I didn't want to put it down. I've only done one sitting, and I got like 60 pages in right before bed, and I really didn't want to put it down. I was enjoying it so much, but I'm extremely exhausted. I had an early day, so we'll see. Yeah. Enjoy the next sprint, everyone. I'm sorry that I literally took like a 20-minute interlude to find my next book, but I had fun. Hello, welcome back. We just did another 30 minutes. I've been reading We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. I didn't get like a ton read, but it's good. How did everybody do? This book is very cute, but I'm like reading it like it's the Thursday Murder Club. So there's only kind of one elderly person, but I'm totally reading him like I would one of the crew from the Thursday Murder Club. So I kind of need to get out of that habit. And there's a lot of characters being thrown at us right now. I'm only like 15% or 18% in. But I'm just trying to get my bearings with all the new characters that I'm being introduced to. Because there's Amy and Steve, I think his name is. And that's like the duo that I think will be who the book's about in the series. And then there's like the bad guy. And then a middleman for hitmen. And I don't know if there's anybody else. But yeah. And then I did get a good chunk when I was listening to my audiobook on this guy. I'm kind of doing it in a weird way, but it's so I don't have to follow a pattern tonight. And I can just do only blue. I need to well, actually, I'm not going to start a break or anything because that was my last sprint. I'm very tired and I'm literally going to go to bed, even though it's only 9:15. But I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. I had a lot of fun, got some good reading done, even though I DNF'd a book. But whatever, they all can't be winners. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening, day, morning, wherever you may be. And I'll see you again soon sometime, I hope. Bye. One sec, I have a cute new screen. Look.